Question 2A and B says, in a football match, tickets for children and adults were sold at D3 and D5 respectively. If 400 people attended a football match and 1,700 D was collected in ticket sales, how many tickets were sold to the adults? We have to take down, when you're attempting a wire question, first you take your first time to understand the question before you answer. So now we're ready first time. Second time, let's go and answer the question. In a football match, tickets for children and adults were sold at D3 and D5 respectively, meaning the children come first while the adults come next. In our currency, for the adults it might be 5 naira, for the children it might be 3 naira per child. So let's take that into note. Price for tickets per child is 3. Price for tickets per adult is 5. If 400 people attended, which means it has to be children and adults. So the number of children who attended should be A, and number of adults be B. For these, if 400 people attended, that means number of children plus number of adults should equal 400. That means we created our first equation. This question is what problem in simultaneous equation. So we have that part solved, and D 1,700 was collected in ticket sales. That means the total sales on the ticket is 1,700. And how can we do this? We know the number of children who attended times the ticket per child and the number of adults who attended and the ticket per adult. We add them together to get the total sales. So it's like saying, let's say for example, 10 children attended and the ticket per child is sold for 3 naira, or whatever 3 is in your currency. That's 3 times 10, that's 30 naira. In this case, we have A times 3. Then for the adults, we have B times 5 should equal 1,700. So we have 3A plus 5B should equal 1,700. This is our second equation. And the question says, how many tickets were sold to the adults? The number of tickets that were sold to the adults will be equal to the number of adults who attended, which is B. So we have these two equations. We have equation 1, which is A plus B equals 400, and equation 2, which equals 3A plus 5B equals 1,700. So what we can do is we can either substitute or use substitution method or elimination method. And in this case, let's use substitution method. So we make, since we're looking for B, number of adults, which is equivalent to the number of tickets sold to the adults, because that shows the number of adults who attended. So we'll take our A as subject of formula for equation 1 and substitute it into equation 2. Making A subject of formula derives equation 3, then we substitute it into equation 2. So we have A plus B equals 400. Say A equals 400 minus B. That's equation 3 derived from equation 1. We now substitute it into equation 2. And equation 2 says 3A plus 5B equals 1,700. Equation 3 shows that A is 400 minus B. So we have 3 into open bracket 400 minus B close bracket plus 5B equals 1,700. You divide both sides by 2 to find B. B is therefore 2 here 1, 2 here 250. B is therefore 250. Next is we open the bracket, we multiply this 3 times this 400 and this 3 times this minus B. Then we solve. So we have 3 times 400 as 1,200, and 3 times minus B is minus 3B plus 5B equals 1,700. We take the 1,200 outside. So we have minus 3B plus 5B equals 1,700 minus 1,200. Now we can rearrange the positive or the negative sign in front of a number is owned by that number. So we can write this as plus 5B or 5B minus 3B, which gives us 2B. Or we can just say, solve from here if you're very strong with your signs. So we can say minus 3b plus 5b. That means you're owing 3, you're having 5. By the time you pay back, since what you're owing is less than what you have, you still own. So if you're paying 3 out of the 5 you own, you still be having 2. That's plus 2b, or 2b equals 1,700 minus 1,200 gives you 500. We divide both sides by 2. Our b equals 250 tickets were sold to the adults. Part B of the question says Mr. Johnson sold 250 tickets. If 175 of the tickets were for adults, how many sales did he make altogether? So we know he sold 250 tickets in total. If he sells 175 tickets to adults, the rest will be sold to the children. So we have 250 minus 175, which will give you 75 tickets were sold to children. And we know the price per adult and the price per child. So the price of the children per child is 3D, and for the adult is 5D. So for the adult, since we are trying to know the sales he made, we have 175, which shows the number of adults, times the price per ticket, which is 5, plus the number of children, 75, times the price per child, that's 3. We multiply 175 times 5, we get 875, plus 75 times 3, which is 225. We add it together, it sold 1,100 D